Ladies and gentlemen, I am excited for this review. Let me just say that right now. I am excited. I haven't done a Cassidy review in like a month. And Cassidy is my bread and butter. I love Cass. I love Cass. So Sai here has very graciously and unexpectedly submitted a Cassidy code. So we get to look through that now. Now, previously, if you're unfamiliar with Sai, she kind of floats around between, she started in silver, she had a bronze game the other day that I reviewed on a, what I called a Smurf, which I believe it is. But this is a gold game, and from my understanding, she is slowly climbing the ranks, almost platinum. So, this will be exciting for me. This is Shambali Monastery, obviously. Size on Cass. Let's get started. I gotta find what function key. Is that 7? That's 7. Okay, so Cassidy, right? Important things to know about Cassidy. Very short, medium range, preferably medium. Even short distance for Cassidy, he is strong, but there are a lot of heroes that you don't want to go up against in short range, like Reaper, Junkrat, Venture. So even though he is a really good duelist, his like perfect range is medium, basically. So his recent buff to his fall off range helps with that a little bit, but it also makes it a lot harder to hit your shots, of course. He is very headshot reliant hero. You need to be hitting headshots to be super effective with him. If you're not hitting headshots, at least hit shots. If you don't hit shots with Cassidy, there's just very little you can do. Now, a lot of other heroes, you don't necessarily have to hit shots. You can play like Sim or Junkrat or anything else, right, that doesn't require incredible mechanical skill to either land shots or, let's say we're playing Symmetra, right? Like Sim can just TP across the map. Doesn't even have to land a single shot, but can be a huge distraction and pull attention, and she can get out safely, right? Cassidy can't do that. You can't run around to the very back of the map and just be a distraction and not hit any shots and not kill anything and do much at all, right? It would be an all or nothing gamble, and you'd probably just die if you couldn't hit your shots. So anyway, that's very important. Also important on Cassidy's toolkit, managing rolls, managing your flashes. You want to be really, really cognizant of how you're using those. So in size situations, we're going to be looking for opportunities when maybe roll was wasted or roll was needed or what have you. Same with flash, but flash is a little less picky. You can try to hold it if you are anticipating something, anticipating countering something, like maybe they have a Winston and you want to counter Winston jump, whether that's the engagement and removing the landing damage from the engagement, or whether it's trying to catch him on disengage, or, you know, similar concepts such as that. So you can hold flash, but it's usually just fine to throw it out kind of whenever. Yeah, I mean, those are some pretty important key concepts, and we'll just start looking at this game.
We know why we're here. Let's get to it.
So Shambali, kind of tough for Cass, honestly. I'll be clear about that, because if we examine Shambali, it's very long in a lot of areas, and your rotations to short areas are not super nice to you. What do I mean by that? Let's say you want to go up over here, right? And you want to take a short angle here like their Cass is doing. But in order to be effective and really help your team, you kind of need to poke through here. But if you're poking through here, you're almost certainly isolated from your team, right? Like, obviously, you're cut off by this big wall right here, so nobody can see you from behind you. And unless the cart's up here, you're probably not going to get any support from any of your teammates at all, period. So it's very, 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 very isolated, and therefore very risky, and you have to be very, very careful. Kind of the same concept over here, right? Like, this is the other position you might want to play when you're playing Cassidy, is down through here. But the problem with that is, once again, really, really isolated. You definitely don't want to rotate through here, because 99% of the time, defending team is going to be stacked up, sitting up here. At least a couple of them. Somebody might be up here, you know, somebody might be over here, somebody like an Ana might be over here. I don't know. But rotating out in the open like this through main, usually not such a super effective or safe thing to do. So the other option is to come up here. But if you are not coordinated with your team, walking up this alley is like a death trap, right? It's just a death trap. So it's kind of complicated playing Cassidy, especially on first point attack here. We'll see how it's handled. It doesn't look like blue team is staging very well, so that's probably going to give you a lot of free space. And let's see if you take advantage of it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Love the flare. Spamming flare, that's huge. We haven't even taken a single shot. There we go. Okay. Yep, that's fine. Just ignore him. Ignore him. Like, what are you reasonably going to do to this Reinhardt? Good job. Yeah. Okay, I mean, this is fine. If he's putting his shield down and just letting you shoot him from the side, that's fine. Diverting all your focus onto a Ryan while you're in a bad position, like over here, and not really contributing or staging or planning to move and rotate, very, very not good. Because, like, effectively, even if you force Ryan out from here, what are you going to do? Versus being over here, you can poke this Ryan from the side, short, and now he can't just block your damage and Sigma's damage and Krea's damage and Bap's damage. He has to either take damage from you or take damage from here. And additionally, now you are in a better position, just slightly, but still a better position nevertheless, to make a rotation up here. So this is better. I don't mind you shooting the Ryan as much here. Yeah, keep going. Yep. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. Good. He's outside your range, really. I mean, he's very close to it, to be honest, but it's a hard shot. Yeah, keep going. Good job. Okay. Why didn't we flash? Just flash. Just flash. At the very least, even if the Moira is expecting it, then you have exchanged a cooldown for a cooldown, right? If you flash and she fades, it's a cooldown trade. That's fine. Just flash. Just flash. All right, good shots. Just flash. Yes, yes, yes. Really, 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 really good. Why are we rotating up here? Well, because it's free, right? Sai knows where everybody is, right? Sai knows they're all playing on low ground, so if they're all playing over there, why not take this? This is so strong for you right now. This is huge. Yeah, don't be hesitant. Just go. Nice. Nice. Really good job standing still there. Okay, we hear Junkrat behind us. We abandon our BAP. Don't necessarily mind it. I don't really mind that you're dropping here because you just went up 2 and there's not really an incredible need for you to stay on high ground. But I don't know. Abandoning BAP like this is probably fine, though. I mean, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to be right here, right now against this Junkrat. So, I mean, I guess I can't complain. Just help him, right? He's your priority, supporting your BAP here. Good job. Good use of flash. Just secure the kill. I mean, technically your BAP did, but you would have. Okay, their entire team's dead. Let's think about staging, right? We just killed the Junk and the Rhine. Let's start thinking about moving to our next position. And if you're lucky, or if blue team is not paying attention, you might catch somebody off guard. So instead of coming back, defaulting to go back to your team main here, where literally everybody on yellow team is going and what everybody's doing, stop being a sheep. Think. Have your own brain. Have your own mind. Go do something else. Be proactive. So if I were you right now, I would be rotating up through here. Just be rotating up here. I might be poking window, poking over here. Hey, what do you know, Moira? I might try to take that 1v1. If not, okay. I'll drop down, maybe get the mega, or maybe I come over here, look to make a play over here. Maybe I come over here. I do something that isn't standing main.
Thank you kindly.
Now, granted, you don't want to get too far away from your team. You don't want to isolate yourself. You want to stage in a position where your disengage would bring you back to your team, or to a health pack, or to the health pack and then back to your team, which is why I like this room right now. I wouldn't push very far out of it. I might play on the staircase right here and just watch. and be ready to rotate out at a moment's notice. Or I might play up here, like right here. We don't have to go all the way up here. We could just play here. This is very safe for your disengage. So just think about that, you know? Yeah. I mean, good job. It's just late. You're just late. Okay. Definitely do not have to abandon this. There's not really a necessity to abandon this right now. You saw one Junkrat mine and you're like, nah, I'm out. Like I gotta set this down to 0. Like, look at this. Or down to 5 rather. There's the Junkrat mine. I'm out. Just stay, okay? If Junkrat continues to pressure you, then what are you doing? You're essentially making a 4v4, right? Now your Baptiste comes up with you to support you, and because of that, you'd be fighting this Junkrat 2v1. So it becomes kind of more like a 4v3 because your team doesn't have the Baptiste, but the expectation for you would be to win the duel against Junk or kill something or whatever, because you have support pocket right now, and you're in a good position. Right, you're in a good position up here. This is fantastic for Cassidy. So maybe you don't even secure an elimination, but you can absolutely pull the attention from their tank, right? Imagine if you're just standing right here right now, unloading into the tank. Well, he's got to clear you. He's got to clear you. So then you're creating space for your team, for your Sigma. They can walk forward. You might be pulling other attention as well. I mean, it would just be beautiful. Just stay up there. You did not need to leave. You did not need to leave. And now, essentially, look at the state of the battle now. Look at the state of the battle now because you left. If their team was paying any attention, they would capitalize on that, right? And they'd recognize, oh my God, the Sigma and the Freya are by themselves. The Cassidy and the Baptiste just rotated back. And we have everybody here. Like, blue team, we're all here. Let's just push. Well, this Cassidy and this Baptiste are rotating. You see it? That's tough. Man, when are they going to fix the color UI bug? Like, your yellow team on my screen, but the kill feed says your blue team. It's so annoying. Good rotation. I like this. This is more of a high noon play, though. I'll be very clear. You are already down 1, and I wouldn't hate this rotation if you had high noon. I don't hate it to begin with because it is a pretty decent rotation. But you are down 1. You need to look at where the rest of your team is playing. You need to read the state of the battle, the state of the fight, and you need to make a decision. You think that rotating over here, all the way over here, right now, being down 1 with card over here, and your teammates all grouped main, kind of posturing defensively, right? They're posturing like they want to come back here. Is that an appropriate time for me to rotate this way? And I think the answer is no. However, what I would really love to see is if you are going to commit to this rotation, don't come here. Walk all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Sit and wait for your team to start the next engagement. That would be the play if you're going to make this rotation right now. Because coming right here and drawing attention and shooting them, you're just way too isolated. And you will just die. So you need to be sneaky about this rotation and make sure you're not going to be seen, or you need to back up and support your team and wait for your Freya to come back to the fight until your team is ready to make another engagement. This is just too far and you're really, really isolated, right? Like, if this Ryan had just decided to charge over here, you're dead. This Ryan is deciding to charge the Sigma, but you are super, super isolated from your team right now. Super, super isolated. All it's going to take is that Ryan to come harass you, and you're kind of screwed. They collapse on you instantly. Like, just imagine if that Ryan charges, and he charges here, right? Well, now you're scared for your life. You're cut off, isolated from your team, and their team can capitalize on the space that their Ryan has made by charging in and support him, right? There's nothing to prevent them from taking all this space away from you. So it's essentially like a 5v1 over here from where you are right now, which is why I didn't want you to shoot or anything. If you were going to go on this rotation right now, I wanted you to be sneaky about it and take an advantageous position for the following fight. Flash. Oh.
Doctor ordered.
Yeah, that's my Moira goat.
Doctor ordered.
Mechanical, obviously mechanical, but let me give you some advice on winning this duel.
I am effervescent.
Pardon me.
I'm gonna slow down. Well, I'm gonna wait till wait. Here we go. Okay. So if we analyze this duel, this is a very wide swing. We are not hugging cover. We're exposing ourselves out in the open. Nice skin, by the way. I really wish I had this skin. And we need to understand our opponent. Now, their Cassidy would have caught me off guard by making this play. I'll be completely honest. I don't know if he caught you off guard. It looks like it a little bit. But this is a super, super aggressive roll forward. Now, he does not have roll, one of his best, and is really his only defensive capability. Mitigate 50% damage or whatever, right? And also close a little bit of distance. So now he doesn't have that. He's decided to engage on me very aggressively. So that would have caught me off guard. But then the answer is, well, okay, if he's going to roll aggressively and I'm not in a position to shoot him, which I'm not, right? Like, I'm not expecting that. So that caught me off guard. So what is the solution to either regain my composure and prepare for the remainder of the duel, or mimic the aggression, right? So you have two options here. It would be either at this point right now, I would roll back here because I am not set up for success to win this duel. I mean, look where you're aiming, right? Because he rolled forward. It was unexpected. Now he has the advantage over you. He has the jump on you, right? Like, let's look where he's aiming. Just, well, he's not aiming any better, but here you just don't do anything. You get flashed and he catches you off guard. Like, he just hits you with a nice headshot. So your other option was to roll forward into this cast, match the aggression, and right click. I think either are fine. I think you could have done either if you wanted to play a little bit more defensively and roll behind the rock and seek cover and play over here. You could also just roll directly into his face and try to right click, but yeah. Also, I just want to look at when you flashed here. Like, we hear this cast, we know where he is. The flash is just a little bit late too. Like, there's nothing wrong with pre-flashing, right? Let's listen just with our ears. We know this Cassidy sees us and has shot at us, and we can hear him continue to walk, right? There's his next boot step. Right now, I'm flashing. I'm flashing right now. I'm not waiting to see him. Sure, it might miss. If it misses, okay, well, then I'm disengaging. I'm going to try to bait his flash. I'm going to try to bait his cooldown. Or I'm doing what he did. I'm rolling into him, trying to catch him off guard and right-clicking him. But you wait too long to flash, and it's just really unfortunate timing that he times it really, really well with a roll, so you don't cancel his roll. It's at the end of his animation, and he has covered significant distance and thrown you off. So he just played that really, really well. Well, objectively, he played it really, really well compared to you. I don't think he played that well at all. But he played better than you, and it's why he won. Cassidy micro is really crazy because Cassidy is the duelist in the game, right? Like, that is, as I said at this very start, you have to be effective. You have to hit your shots. You have to win the fights. That is how you get value out of Cassidy. So his micro is incredibly, incredibly difficult. And that's an instance like that where you can break down that half a second, 1 second fight into like 100 different components of how could I have played that better? Because it's crazy. You can do so much. You can do so much and you need to execute perfectly. It's very hard. People think he's just point and click, and he kind of is, but he's incredibly difficult positioning in terms of positioning and in terms of micro. So both macro and micro. Yes, he's point and click, but there's a reason that he doesn't have 70% win rate with his insane damage. And it's because he's just hard. He is just hard. If he was as simple as point and click, then he would not always have a sub 50% win rate. This is terrifying and horrible and scary. Why do we continue walking? Here? Boom, I'm rolling. Okay, when you take that headshot there, that cast is one headshot away from just ending your entire career, right? Like, you take another headshot here, you're dead, and you have cost your team this fight. As soon as that happens, we need to roll. We're engaging, we're swinging way too wide, way too early. Like, our tank's still back here, and we have two other members of our team way in the back. And we're just deciding, I'm going to take all this space for myself right now. Screw the rules of Overwatch. Screw my safety. I'm just going to go on a suicide mission. And that's what you did. And it looks like you live, but this is terrifying. Similar to Ashe, as I've tried to coach you on Ashe, if you're taking damage and you're not in a position to immediately fall behind cover, and I mean immediately, you need to use your defensive cooldowns to position yourself into a spot where you are safe. And the answer and the solution for doing that right here, as it was an unforced error, as you walk out with your head in the clouds over here, would to be just a rollback. Just a rollback here. But it's fine. I like what you're doing though right now. Why are stop standing still. Just go do something. Why do we wait? We're missing what, 30 HP? Who cares? If you really care about that HP on this rotation that you're about to make, then grab that health pack. But by the time you got over here, you would have started passive regen anyway and been full health by the time they started to look at you.
It's high noon.
Yeah, I understand, right? I understand why you want to help your tank. You want to prevent them from engaging with the space that their tank has just created. I just don't think it's a very appropriate time to use it. Your tank ends up dying, right? Maybe you secure the team fight win from this, but I think you could have. Your team should just win this regardless of noon, because the Rhine charges way into the back line. Yes, they kill your tank, but that's a tank trade. The Rhine's looking to make a tank trade. He got Shatter. He kind of missed Shatter, right? And he just had to capitalize on the tank. So this tank should die 100% of the time, regardless of your noon. He's just way, way overextended. And now you're nooning to try and prevent them from walking up, when in reality, you can just sit here and poke and accomplish the same exact thing. Like, they don't want to walk in with the Rhine right now. They don't want this space. This Rhine is just making their life difficult, like extremely difficult. What they would prefer is their Rhine to be here right now. And then they can walk forward, and then it might be a good time to noon, because then you would be denying this space. But you're not really denying any valuable space here, because again, they don't want to follow Rhine. Like, if I look at this and I'm this Cassidy, right? Like, if I'm this Cassidy and I watch my Rhine do that, I understand that he's going on a suicide mission. He's trying to go for a tank trade, and I'm wrapping. I'm going up here. I'm taking advantage of the distraction and the space that he has created, even though it's not a good space for me or really the rest of my team, but at least it's a distraction. I'm capitalizing on that, and I'm rotating up here, right? So in principle, I respect you trying to help your team and prevent this push, but in reality, like, this is a wasted noon. What is that, Moira? Like, what are they doing? The BAP is zombie walking forward. Again, the tank was dead no matter what. Now their BAP is also dead because he's pushing way too far forward. Their Moira is investing coalescence for God knows what reason.
I'm really feeling the heat.
Maybe you scared them with your aura, but it was a bad noon.
Say so myself.
Why are we coming back here? Just come over here. Over here. Well, like what are there dandelions over here? Like what's happening? You're just wasting a whole lot of time by making this rotation. Just come out here. Just come out here. If your intention is to flank right now, come out here. I mean, there's not even anybody here. They're all rotating in to chase you. That's so funny. That's actually so funny. That's crazy. But you see what I mean? This is actually a perfect example of what I was just talking about. You're not here anymore. So this space they can just take, which is fine. You don't have to be up here anymore. I'm not telling you to be here anymore. But just you existing here, noon or not, denied them this space because they can't really close this distance on you. And your team was postured and staged pretty well to deal with the threats coming from behind. But now that you've left, they can walk forward. Again, that's fine. I don't care. If you wanted to go for the flank here, that's fine. I'm not going to complain about that. I am just going to complain about how long it's taking you. As soon as okay, so here's what I would have done. I would have come up here. I would have looked here. I meant, oh, shoot, there's nobody here. Okay, now I'm coming over here, and I'm going to look up top over here. But we're just wasting so much time. So much time. And you can see what has happened in the kill feed because of it.
I got the payload. Let's rumble.
Nice shots.
Some pleasure in that.
The Moira is not respecting you. You needed to flash the Moira, by the way. She's just not respecting you, but you needed to flash her. At least you have it now for this Junkrat, but still doesn't really matter. And there's a Rhine right next to me. That's really cool. Oh, hello, Rhine. I mean, it's fine. The only problem was, as I said, you didn't make the appropriate rotation. You just went too far, wasted too much time, and chose the wrong place. But I'm proud of you for doing something. You didn't go back main. You looked to take an angle. You looked to do something. You looked to go on a flank. You looked to help your team. I love it. I love the thinking. I love the idea. You just need to improve on the execution, which is totally fine and expected in gold. Like this is good. Like their Cassidy's not doing anything like this. Nothing like this. He's not doing anything like this.
It's time.
Good. See, now we're not zombie walking way out into the open and taking needless damage. We're waiting for our team. We're waiting for a tank. We're waiting for an opportunity to rotate. Good job. We learned, perhaps, from our last encounter. You might hear me talk about screening. If you've ever played basketball, you would be familiar with that terminology. And even if you haven't, there's probably, plenty of reason to understand what that word means. But effectively, it's when somebody stands in front of you and allows you to rotate behind them. And tanks are often good screeners. So as soon as your tank were to walk through here, that is my cue to also walk, right? I try to walk roughly behind my tank and follow his rotation, then kind of go off and do my own thing. So let the tank screen for you, take that damage instead of me being the meat shield, and have a much safer rotation. So that's what I'd be waiting for here. And of course it helps that Sigma has a shield. But even if he didn't, like, let's say that was let's see, somebody who doesn't have Doomfist, right? Doomfist or Hazard or Ball even, I guess. Just somebody who doesn't have a tank or an eat or something. It would still be your cue to walk, provided your tank is now moving up and taking space. And that is exactly what you're doing, and it is the correct play. So, good job. Yep. Sure. I was going to complain. I was going to say you should have rolled as soon as you heard your Sigma's voice line come out. But I don't really think there's a need to. I like to be at the fight exactly when it starts or when ultimates are getting invested or whatever. Like when something important is happening, I like to be there right now. In reality, you wouldn't have covered a noticeable amount of difference, and you're still here as Flux is in its upwards phase. I don't know. It's starting animation, so it's not a huge deal. That's what I was going to complain about. But I changed my mind. I think it's fine that you did not roll, because now you have it defensively for this BAP.
The payload moves in accordance.
Okay.
I'm really feeling the heat.
I want you to watch these shots real quick, though. This is going to be something you really need to work on Cassidy.
The payload moves in accordance.
Okay. If you didn't catch it, you are aiming at feet and flicking the head, or waist and flicking the head. Good job going for the headshots. Keep your crosshair at head height. Keep it at head height and adjust from head height. Stop adjusting down and flicking up. Right? It's causing you to hit so many unnecessary body shots. Like, you didn't hit a single headshot on this Baptiste, right? And you didn't do it because you're flicking and moving your crosshair wildly instead of just being calm, precise, and just focused. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Just keep it at head height.
I'm really feeling the heat.
Really nice flank, though. Really good carry. No complaints.
Cannot fail.
Nice.
So close.
Okay. Yeah, pushing car here is obviously fine. Obviously. Nice. I was wondering what you're going to do over here. Yeah, again, Shambali is not super nice to Cassidy, because realistically, this is very awkward for you. You usually get poked out here and here. It's just not really super nice. I don't know how to describe it, right? Like, if they have any sort of ranged hero or medium to long range hero, they will often come up here. Or in the case of Junkrat, Junk will just sit up here and spam you out, and it's really hard to deal with. And then you have the tank that always postures or always stages and sits here and postures to just kind of play around this corner, this column, which is super, super annoying. So what does that leave you for options? Well, pretty much what you're doing right now. And I'll say the only problem with it, and it's not even really a problem because it's kind of your only option, is that you're just super isolated. So this is the right play, in my opinion. It's just very high risk, high reward, all or nothing. So you need to make it count. If you come here, that's fine. But I also want you to be aware that you can deepen this rotation even further. And this is arguably a better position for you as Cass, because it's just a little, it puts you behind the team even more. And it gives you a little bit of positional advantage over them. Whereas this, you don't have quite as much positional advantage, right? They have a little bit more high ground. They're staring down at you, whereas you have to look up at them. And playing, to really see anything, kind of have to come out here, and that makes your cover really awkward. Versus wrapping all the way around and playing here. Now you have easy cover, easy line of sight without having to disengage all the way back. You also have the opportunity to continue to deepen and just fully commit to being directly behind them, should you choose. You'll also have the option to help and poke out over here, poke this window, should you choose. So that you have a lot of options. Well, not a lot, but more options by rotating up here if you take the time to do so. But this is pretty common. Like, I'll do this too. There's nothing wrong with it. You just need to be careful and be aware. They hear you. I would be moving. What the? Okay, the Ryan is special. But you are making so much noise right now, by the way. And I feel like you're doing it intentionally. Just based on your body language and how you're moving. I feel like you are intentionally exposing yourself and trying to draw their attention, which I think is totally fine. I don't have any complaints about that. But their Rhine is something else. And as soon as I heard him come up, where was it? Like, as soon as I heard that footsteps right, like now, and I peek around that corner and see him, I'm out. Like, I'm rolling out. And if he wants to chase, okay, fine, mission accomplished. This Ryan is just, I really don't know what what is going through that guy's head. Okay, now we're hiding. Now we're not making noise. Now we're making a bunch of noise again. I would say this is really well timed from you, honestly. It's a good fight read. And you're starting to go right as your tank is starting to engage. I'd just be careful about walking too far forward. Otherwise, I have no complaints. Good job. Okay, well, we can't just sit here and do nothing, though. Like, it might be a little bit too early because they're playing really defensively. So I agree with your decision to not engage further in. I don't necessarily agree with your decision to just sit here and stare at them lovingly. And now we encounter the problem with positioning here. So their Moira's just faded in on you. You've already grabbed the health pack. You've used roll. You have nothing to your name except for your flash. And they're attempting to kill you. You will probably die here unless you hit good shots. It's the only downfall. Like, you just always die here. So you need to make something happen. No, they're not going to keep chasing. They are going to keep chasing. And we're dead. I mean, I don't hate that you took the Moira out of the fight for that long. That's not too bad. I think it's pretty worth it. I think it probably could have been played a little bit better, though.
Your end is within my...
Got the victory!
Yeah.
Not exactly what I expected.
Let's examine the state of the fight. Hold on. We're just defaulting to come up this way. I don't know. I think it's okay. But reading the state of the fight and looking at our teammates through the wall, we can see they're all the way forced over here. Right, my BAP's over here, my SIG's over here. So what are we hoping to accomplish by coming up this way? Like, we're not going to pull attention from their team if their team is over here and then we take 20 years to rotate up here. Like, imagine we like even get here right now and then what? Assuming their team's over here holding this, then what? So as you were walking out of spawn here, I would have probably instead just looked run main to support your team. I don't think you are going to be successful in supporting your team if you were to do so, but I'm just not really sure what this is going to accomplish. Now, obviously, you're losing a lot of teammates here, so I'm assuming what we're going to do is just do what we did the previous fight, just kind of sit up here and wait. But look at how much you're out of by rotating all the way over here. Look at what's happening around you. You definitely could have been up here to at least poke out this Ryan a little bit. Maybe the Baptiste a little bit. I mean, but it's... I don't know. It was a lost team fight anyway, right? And now we're poking. Now we're poking. That's terrifying.
60 seconds remaining.
We're deciding to engage 1v5. Look, you're doing it even on the Rhine shield. You're aiming at the bottom of his shield and flicking up. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Get some help. Okay. We are... Okay. Nice. Awesome.
Don't move.
Just look where you are. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, so positionally, let's think about it. From here, correct play. Obviously, you don't want to take this 1v5 that you just engaged on. Correct. Now let's think about what just happened prior to that. Well, our teammates died. Okay, so do we really want to hold this space right now? Probably not, because it's going to be very easy for them to capitalize on me just standing here. So what's the solution? Continue, rotate back, wait for your team. Stop trying to hold this space when you're down 2. Right? You are down 2, right?
60
Here comes
seconds remaining.
your Moira, or your Curie rather. Your tank is still respawning. Yeah, and your BAP just respawned. You just are way too aggressive. I don't mind if you try to stay up here and hold this space. Like, you can walk in here and just sit up here and wait and see if they're going to allow you to keep this space. If not, fine. Deepen, disengage even further. But don't just play out in the open here.
Where was that?
We're defaulting again. Okay, I like that you're going on angles and flanks and stuff. Don't get me wrong. I do appreciate that. But we need to be looking for appropriate times to do that and not just defaulting to do it always. Let's back up and see what you see as we're coming out of spawn. Examine the state of the fight. Examine the playing field. My tank, my Curie are over there. My BAP is over here. Assuming my tank and my Curie take the space and take a left side over here, am I, as a measly little Cassidy with water-clogged boots, going to be able to make it to where I want to be to help them in time? Which, in your case, would be over here with high noon. The answer is no. It's just way too long. Just way too long. Now, they should be waiting, and they probably do at least a little bit. But your rotation here is not to come all the way over here or all the way up here right now. It's just to play with your team and help your team. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's fine, right? Because obviously we're not going to be effective by standing here. So I don't hate it. I don't hate it. But now just... Okay. You're too early. You're just too early.
30 seconds remaining.
So, I mean, it's fine. You didn't want to help your team. Again, it's just awkward to play this area for Cassidy, so whatever. You defaulted to a rotation again. Fine, whatever. But examining the state of this fight right now, is ulting here appropriate? And what are we ulting? Nothing, really, right? We're just doing that to be threatening. But what does that do for my team right now?
Let them up.
Interesting. Wow.
Kill.
What a horrible team that they are. I mean... That's crazy. It has to be a fat finger. It just has to be, right? There's no way you did this intentionally. Yeah, it's too early. It's too early. I don't mind that you're nooning. You need to wait. You need to wait for your tank to come up a little further. If you're coordinating with your tank, that's fine. Sure. Maybe you're saying, okay, I'm going to noon. As soon as I noon, you can flux. They have to make a decision. They'll get caught with their pants down, whatever. But nooning here, like, let's say you were over here to just see even the Baptiste. Given the state of the fight, you really accomplished nothing because they can all turn on you and kill you. Now, they have the brains of lobotomized toddlers and decide to just sit there and do nothing while the entire duration of your high noon is allowed to exist and you kill them. But their team, if they were not lobotomized, would just turn around and immediately kill you. Because you're just too early. Because they have nothing else to do. They have nothing else to do right now. So, what does you nooning over here mean? It means, oh, okay, well, I'm not already in a fight. I'll just go kill this guy.
It's
This is crazy. That's so crazy. I mean, but let's talk about why it's working. It's working because you are playing on angles, on flanks. You're not defaulting main, even though sometimes I think you probably should to help your team out a little bit more, or at least try to read the state of the fight a little bit more. But we're being creative, we're trying to do things on our own, we're trying to make things happen, we're looking for opportunities to create space for a team, and it's working. It's not always going to work. In fact, it probably will work 50% of the time or less, but you're doing stuff. You're doing stuff that isn't just team carry me. I want to sit behind tank. Carry me, team. You are being proactive. You are the reason that you're winning this game. Good job. Let's stage. Yeah, this is fine. Nice shots. Yeah, it's fine. No complaints. Oh, I was not paying attention. What happened? Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. Cool. That's great. Hey, points to rolling. Proud of you. Good job. Yo, as soon as I see this cast out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, oh, holy, I'm rolled. I have rolled by now. Because I was not expecting him to be there. As soon as he comes into my field of view, I realize he is way too close for me to feel comfortable, and I need him to respect my bubble and my space. And I say, actually, I have changed my mind. I am going back and taking a different engagement elsewhere. But, hey, at least you tried the roll. You just went too far. You went too far. You wide swung way out in the open over here. And then we rolled back to barely any cover. And you paid the price. If you're going to make this rotation, which I think is totally fine, right? Your tank's going over here. So what is this? This is an angle for you. So good job. You're taking an angle that's different from your tank. There's just no reason to swing out this far. Just poke out here. Just poke out here. See what you see, and then you can roll. And then imagine if you had rolled all the way back here, right? If you imagine, like if you can imagine that, if you have that spatial awareness, I know it's very hard to imagine, but imagine right now you were here. Do you die? Absolutely not.
Hunting them down.
Flicking up, aiming down, flicking up. Stop.
Now, hold on. I'm really move the payload. Payload's under my control. Let's roll out.
What is this Moira doing? We're aiming down, flicking up. Let's go back just a second here. We take this engagement with the Moira, we're really, really, really cocky. We don't have any abilities, and what do? We just walk forward into her. We're super, super, super cocky right now. Look at our positioning. Why are we pressing W into them when we could be pressuring this Moira, doing the same thing from right here? And then imagine if you had done that, and you kill the Moira now, and you're 1 HP, would you rather be here on 1 HP, or would you rather be here on 1 HP? I know where I'd rather be. We just walked forward unnecessarily. Okay, so this, ironically, is the one time you're not going on the flank, which is probably the best time to do so on the entire map. This point, third point for Cassidy, this is nothing. Standing and doing absolutely nothing over here is always going to be nothing. It's just nada, zilch, Nothing. So what is the other opportunity? Rotation. You haven't minded going on these crazy long rotations on the rest of the map. So what's stopping you here? This is a good opportunity for you to come all the way over here and sit over here. This is where you want to be, especially on third point right now. So it's very funny that we're just defaulting main here. And we almost have noon too. So I'd be thinking, okay, well, where can I use noon effectively? If you're thinking I'm going to use noon here, I don't think so. No, they just kite. They just back up. And you would be nooning with the rest of your team, so they wouldn't have to hide from anything that they don't already want to hide from. So if your intention here is I'm going to sit back and wait for my noon to cause pressure and chaos from here, well, that's completely ineffective. So what are my other options? Maybe I can come over here, or maybe I can rotate in here, and maybe I can come up here. Maybe I can come all the way over here and take their high ground and flip map on them and play over here. You have options that aren't just main. Here we go. Good job. This is just way too late. But I'm glad you're going over here. It's probably going to work out for you. Like, they're trying to do this. They saw what you did. They're like, oh, we can pull this off. We can do it too. Yeah, good try, bozos. Why are we aiming at the ground, Sai? Why are we aiming? Who's going? What freaking type of worm kind of hero do you expect these people to be? Why are we aiming at the ground? God, we're not trying to shoot ants.
10 seconds.
Oh, just mechanical whiff. It's sad. Hey, good job rotating back to team here, though. I think that's probably your best play if we're not going to be hitting our shots. You just need to go get heals. Let me just re-examine it really quick, though, to make sure. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Yes, obviously we know Cass is there. I agree with your decision not to push forward here because you'd be exposing yourself to angles over here. I would be considering probably walking backwards at this point and trying to figure out what to do because their team is still right here. Your team has not controlled this space. So you know that you can't go over here. If you can't go over there and you don't feel like pushing into the cast and risking your life, which is smart, back up because you don't want to just stand here and wait. And we do not recognize that our Baptiste has come behind us to support us. So maybe rolling main was a bad decision. I didn't know either, to be fair. So I probably would have done the same thing. But it's an opportunity to improve your awareness and situational awareness and understanding what's happening around you and where your teammates are and what your teammates are doing. So if we had known this BAP was here, we wouldn't have left, surely. I know you wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. It's pretty common sense. Your BAP is... My goodness. Let's watch this from your BAP's perspective here. Wow, man. Support life is so rough.
10 seconds.
Oh my. Wow. That's tough. If you stay there and support your BAP, you probably win, right? It is what it is.
Move the payload.
Move the payload. Yep, good calls, good comms. Yeah, good job. I like you positioning over here for sure. Be careful about walking too far forward. You don't want to run into their tank. Even though you are about to win, you don't want to accidentally throw the game by just putting your own life at risk, right? Just be careful as you walk up here. It's fine to come up here, just be careful. All right, So that is attack, right? And we're almost an hour into this review. So we're going to, I say this every time and it turns out to like last another half an hour, but we're going to skim through defense and try to pick out a few key elements, but we'll see how successful I am in that.
Score.
Why does this forward not work? Oh, it does work. It's working now.
5,
Okay.
3, 2.
Staging for Cassidy on defense. Kind of awkward. Your best option is usually to play up here, play right here, protect against there, and then make a rotation over here, make a rotation over here, and back. Or if you get forced to rotate down here, rotate through here, and back. Ideally, as I stated at the very beginning of the video, like Cassidy, well, I don't actually know if I explicitly stated it, but you need to be very good with disengages, obviously, because your micro has to be exceptional, right? Your macro has to be exceptional, your micro has to be exceptional. In this instance, I'm referring to macro. I don't know why I said micro. Anyway, why is a position like this on defense not good for Cassidy? It's pretty much just one reason. Like, you got cover, check. You got, it's good angling, check. You got good range, check. Perfect. The only problem is if they decide to push you over here, well, what's your escape route? You don't have any. So that's why this is generally a pretty good place for Cassidy to be. And if we examine the rest of the map, we want to look for opportunities that allow us to contribute to the fight from effective range, like medium, short, medium angles, but also present us with easy disengagement opportunities unless we need to go all in, go for an all or nothing play. So another such example of that would be when the cart's around here, playing up here, right? We want to play up here. Why would we not want to play down here? Because what's the disengage? It's very awkward. We can't just run all the way back and be safe behind this corner. No, it's just really horrible for Cassidy. Other heroes can do that, sure. Not Cassidy. So playing up here is definitely your best bet. And then coming to maybe poke out this window as the cart maybe starts to turn the corner. And then as it moves up, now we need to be thinking about our disengage yet again, because they're going to be moving up. So what do we want to do? Well, probably want to be all the way up here by the time the cart hits over here, because you need to be safe. You need to respect their team. You need to respect your own abilities as Cassidy. Just be constantly thinking about the next best position for you to be in like 5, 10, 15 seconds when the next fight happens.
1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
I don't hate starting here. Just be careful, because again, disengage. What's the disengage? Don't really have one. You have to rely on your supports. You could come in here, but then you isolate yourself, demand a lot of resources from your team if they decide to push you. This disengage is really awkward, which is why I don't really like playing up here if it's me. But I don't mind that you're starting here. Just be ready to go instantly. In fact, as soon as I hear this Cassidy, I'm probably leaving already. Because yes, I could take the duel against the Cassidy, but my entire intention to be here would not be to fight here. It would be to, maybe I can catch somebody off guard walking up through here. And if not, then my purpose here does not matter. Like it's just not very fun for me to play here. It's not easy. The disengage is not great. Aiming at the floor again. Your bat bails you out. Okay, so we are rolling aggressively. Are we? Okay, wonderful. And we're about to drop off our high ground, which makes our rotation back up the stairs even harder. And now you've walked yourself right in to a 2v1 with the Mega. And turned your back to their entire team. Wow. Okay. Cool. Good job. Good recognition that we need to disengage. Definitely do not go for that play. Let's get out. I mean, yeah, you've drawn all their attention over there, so this is a relatively safe path for you to take now. but you are now walking directly into their Rhine, which is not ideal. I would have just continued to rotate up here, hold high ground, prevent them from taking the space here, and then you have a position to poke out Rhine while your Sigma rotates, and then as the fight develops and progresses, you can also rotate. You can jump roll over here if you have to. You can drop or walk up the stairs, as we covered a little bit earlier. But playing directly into their Rhine like this is really not great. And now look, so we have invested our cooldown, our major disengage tool, our major disengage cooldown, and look where we are. What is the plan now? How do we get out of this area? You have pretty much one option from here if they decide to push, and it's to go all or nothing, go on a flank like this, and try to kill somebody in the back line. It's probably not what happens. You're playing just way too far forward. You're not respecting their team at all, and you're getting away with it because they just don't understand the threat that you are.
You're the first to learn that.
But you will not get away with this the higher you go.
Thank you.
Okay, let's skip to where the cart's in a little bit of a different position. Assuming it makes it to a different position. No, you just full hold them basically. Okay, let's take a look at an ultimate of yours then.
This'll come in handy.
Okay. Okay, much better crosshair placement there. Good, good disengage. We learned. Yeah, respect him. Respect it. It's just not space you want. You isolate yourself. You don't have your support with you. So it's just scary. Yeah, just play up here. This is fine. Nice shot. Do not noon here. Please do not noon here. Thank you. It really looked like you were thinking about it. Now... I don't know. I might noon right now. I don't know if it would be good or not. But here's the idea. It's not to kill anything. And it's a similar idea as to what you tried to do over here. Or wherever it was. Here. Yeah. Similar idea as to here. But the difference is... this space is valuable for them. The Rhine is not super extended, but has extended far enough. Your tank is now behind their tank. Your team is set up to rotate and flank the Rhine. The shield can come out and come over here. It kind of already is a little bit. And their team wants to walk forward and can walk forward to enable their Rhine. So a noon here might secure the kill on the Rhine. Now, I wouldn't even necessarily try to peek anything. I might just pop noon and sit here and be like, I'm a threat. I'm not trying to kill you, but I can kill you if you walk into the space I control. So I don't know. Alternatively, you can just shoot him. And your team's vested ults anyway. Yeah. That's fine. I don't know if ulting there would have been the right decision or not. But just consider that and why it would have been a better ult than over here.
Trigger fingers still it.
Let
them. I'm really feeling it.
Yes. I mean, why not? Sure. I have no complaints. Good noon. You're a little bit exposed. That's about it. Otherwise, solid. Might want to consider doing that from in here, just so you have this cover right here. Because if they turn on you and shoot you, you probably die if they are coordinated and good. So your alternative is just noon here, which is much safer and allows you to disengage from your noon while also maintaining a threat, because you can just noon and then swing and hide and cover and just be the same threat that you would have been if you had nooned over here with the Rhine that engaged. Just being a threat, not necessarily trying to kill anything, but then they have to respawn, they have to do something, because if you reswing them and shoot them, then they die. So it causes a lot of chaos. I mean, this is fine, it's good timing, good awareness, just bad positioning. Yep, good job. That's fine. All right, so I'll wrap it up here. That was pretty good. So I am very appreciative for the Cassidy VOD. I love doing Cassidy VODs. And I think you have demonstrated a lot more willingness to go on these crazy angles and flanks. Now, I don't know if you were doing with this Baptiste. Kind of seemed like you were. And so I feel like maybe that encouraged you to be a little bit crazier because you had the support of a support duo. But even if not, a lot of the times you're rotating and a lot of the positions you were taking were really, really good. So keep doing more of that. And honestly, the biggest weakness I saw from this video was 100% mechanical. You need to stop aiming at the floor. You need to stop aiming down and flicking up. Just practice keeping your crosshair at a level head height position. All right, so I don't think I have anything else. Good stuff as always, and I look forward to seeing your progress. All right, later.